everyone. This is just another weekly recap video of what we talked about and read in Storytime today. This is Saturday the 6th instead of Friday. We're coming to you one day late, and we were wondering, since normally we do this on Friday, and it's Saturday, what you like to do on Saturdays that you don't do on Fridays. And I like to catch up on my reading, especially if I had a busy week. And speaking of reading, I wanted to show you the books we read during Storytime this week. And Storytime was a little different today because this whole week has been different. You may have heard on the news or heard grown-ups talking around you or had a conversation with a grown-up about what has been happening this week. You might have heard people talking about justice. And you might have wondered, what is justice? A way to think about justice is to think about fairness. There are little kinds of fairness, like getting the same size piece of cake as your sibling or friend. And then there are big kinds of fairness. Are people treated equally, even though they may be different? This week, you may have heard about a man named Martin Luther King Jr. He worked hard to teach people that everyone deserves to be treated fairly and to be considered equals. And the first book we read today was Happy Birthday, Martin Luther King, and this was written by Jean Marzollo and illustrated by Pinkey, a very well-known Black illustrator. I recommend looking up more of his work. And this was read with the permission of Scholastic. And what Martin Luther King Jr. had to say was so important that people are still talking about it today. And one of the things that was important to him was building strong communities. Now, what is a community? A community is people who live in the same place, like your neighborhood or New Paltz. But it can also be a group of people who share the same ideas or a group of people who take care of each other. And our next book was about community. And this is Thank You, Omu, written by Oge Mora. And we talked about who is Omu. And the book tells us this. And once again, the importance of the dust jacket that keeps your hardcover book safe is that it not only has information about the book that you are reading, it also has information about the author and the story. And this tells us that in Igbo, the Nigerian language of her parents, that's Oge Mora, the author, Omu means queen. Yet for Oge, the author, growing up, it meant grandma. So this is a story about her grandma. And this book gave us another definition of community. Giving back to those who help you. And when you live in a community, if you want it to be a strong and happy community, it's important that people are treated fairly and that you also help give back to your community. And thank you to everyone who was watching today. I love knowing that you guys are out there and you are part of my community. And I want you to enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Oh, and very quickly, I want to mention that we put out on Facebook, if you look under our notes, we put out a resource of all books that are available on Overdrive, our ebook and audiobook platform for pre-K up until 12th grade. And beyond that, there are some books on there that I actually want to read. And it's all either Black authors, Black illustrators, or stories that center around Black people in America. And if you're interested in reading more books like this, I recommend giving that list a look. Especially right now while the library is still physically closed. You can still be reading books, new books, and I think that's important. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I will see everyone next time. Goodbye.